It's all you, girl.
All right. Well, I want to say thank y'all so much for having me be a part of this. When Amanda asked me, I was like, yeah, just let me know when. And then it was like, okay, so I'll see you Friday. And I was like, oh, okay. And the old part of me would have been like, oh my gosh, I got this to do and I got this to do. And yes, I have kids that have early release today, but you know what? You have to find time to help others out, just like what Amy was just talking about with Lori Harrison, just to help. We are one plexus, and just to help one another and to just, go above and beyond. That's what we're about. And I am just so incredibly grateful that you asked me to do this. She kind of wanted me to hit on what I do when I first sign up ambassadors. And Amanda and I talked yesterday, and the one thing that I have learned in 3 years of being a Plexus ambassador is I have learned a whole lot of what I should have done in the beginning, but a lot of what I need to continue. And I think what we do when we first sign up, that excitement that we gain, we're so excited. We don't really know where this opportunity is going to go. A lot of us just sign up to get our products at wholesale, and that's usually where it starts. And then, of course, the business starts to happen. But, a lot of us forget how that feeling, that excitement, that nervousness, that, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Where is this going to take me? A lot of us forget those emotions. And when I first sign up somebody, even though I've been doing this for 3 years, I can tell you that same excitement, that same butterfly, nervous feeling, I get that all over again. And what I encourage all of you, whenever, so when I get an email saying, congratulations, you have a level 1, I immediately, if me and this person have been contacting by, private message on Facebook or texting, or I have a lot of people that do like to talk on the phone, I hit them up and I'll call them and I'll say, oh my gosh, I just got the email that you just signed up with me. And I'm that super excited cheerleader that they're looking for, because that's going to show them, they're also excited, but you're just as excited with them. You've got to be their cheerleader from day one. And so what I do is I keep it very simple. That's one of the things that I have learned in this process is if we don't keep it simple, we start turning into managers. And that's not what we're about. We're not here to micromanage anything. We're here to have fun. This is a fun business. Plexus people are fun. They're happy. They're positive. They're energetic. And don't ruin that. Don't take away from that. So what I do is, when I call them, I also make it appear that, my time is very precious and there's urgency. Like, girl, oh my God, we've got to get together. Oh man, look, I can meet with you on Tuesday at 5:30. I can meet with you Thursday at 7. If they're in a different state, do not let that stop you from getting on the phone. Y'all, we're on a Zoom chat right now. Y'all are all in different states for me, right? You have so many opportunities to be a part of their life. You can't do it in person and meet them for coffee. Get on the phone, get on Zoom. Do not allow that to stop you from training your teams that's in other states. But what I do is I just let them kind of see that this is my business. I treat it as a business. I do have a life, but I'm your cheerleader. I call myself like your mama. I'm your mama and I love you and I'm here to take care of you. But then I'm also the mama who says, okay, you got this. Bye-bye. Get out of my nest. But whenever you need me, I'm right here and I love you and hug you and nurture you. So I always immediately call them or message them, whichever way. Be excited. Tell them how excited I am. Tell them dates that I have available. Never, ever do this. Never say, hey, just let me know when you're available. Don't ever do that because you won't ever plan something. You won't ever have anything on the calendar. I have this big old calendar right here. This is what I use, okay? Because it's in my face and it's flat and I can take it in my car. I actually take it with me. I do. I have Erin Condren calendars. They worked out great, but I found this is mine because it's huge and it's big and it makes me just do it. But I tell them dates and times, and I tell them those are the times that I'm available. And this is one thing I was telling Amanda yesterday. This is how I look at that. When you go to the doctor, and what if your doctor says to you, you know, Amanda, we do need to get your blood work done. Just come by whenever. Well, does that sound very important to you? Does this sound like you need to go ahead and schedule that? No. So why should we be any different with our time and with what we're planning? You need, the way you start off anything, y'all, is creatures. We all are creatures of habit. And so if we start off with an ambassador as if, girl, you know I'm here. Just let me know when you're ready. Just this. Well, throughout your whole journey with that person, it's always going to be like that. And they're following your lead. They are, if you want to be duplicated, start from day one of duplication. And I can tell you, when I first started, I was not like that at all. The person I'm here today, nothing like I was when I first signed up. So I learned that urgency, showing that your time is valuable, is very, very important to your ambassadors, because they will also see how important you are. And they're going to say, okay, you know what? You know how, Amber, you were just saying that you didn't want to bother your upline? I was the same way. And I'm a headstrong person and I'm a go-getter. And you know what? There was a part of me that also felt like, God, my upline doesn't really check on me. You know, I know that she's not my CEO of my business, but I don't ever really hear from her. But you know what? One day I contacted her and I told her, I was like, you know, I see a lot of other people having these close connections. I wish that you and I had that. And you know what she told me? She's like, Callie, I'm so glad you said that to me. She said, because you are such a go-getter and you seem like you have it all figured out. I didn't think you needed my help. And you know what? It's because whenever I had a question, Jennifer never just gave me the answer. She always showed me where I could find it. Yeah, go in your back office, look in your reports, blah, 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 blah. And she didn't do it for me. And so that's what I encourage you. Whenever you sit down with your ambassadors, I always do this. I go over their success guidebook. Y'all, that is so important. I never opened mine up when I first got it. I'm telling you, you should open it. I had it out yesterday and look. Anyway, because there's a checklist in it that is so awesome. And that's what you need to go over with your ambassadors. I don't know if y'all see that on the page. But the reason why I'm stressing this is because there's so many people that tries to reinvent things in Plexus. Plexus has already done everything for us. It is that simple. All we have to do is use this as our mouth. Plexus has done everything else. So when you meet with an ambassador, get your success guidebook out. It tells you about contacting their upline, logging into their back office. Yes, there you go, Amy. So it is key to starting duplication. What are y'all laughing about? I can't hear you.
I'm laughing at Amy when she says something. I'm pretty sure I know I have never opened my book.
I'm telling you, I never did either until probably like months after I was an ambassador. And I was like, oh my God, everything I need is right here. I mean, it even tells you how to make your list. And it's just awesome. So that's what I start with my ambassadors. We talk about their success guidebook. And you can even do it over Zoom, y'all. Hello, right here. I mean, it's so easy. Okay.
Callie, can I say something? I love that because I think for a lot of us, like, we are probably self-starters and like motivated just figuring it out on our own. So we didn't open our success guide because we just dug for answers until we found them.
Right.
But a lot of people that join our teams probably aren't self-starters and they do need that hand holding at the beginning. So that's huge. I need to start doing that. Love that.
And the reason why I love it is because guess what? Everybody gets one when they sign up as an ambassador. It's not because I made an emerald rank that I get a success guidebook. No, we all started out paying $34.95. We are all exactly the same. We are all getting the same training. So why reinvent it? Why make it difficult? Simple, y'all. Your success guidebook has your checklist right there. So then, another thing I do is I really feel like we can get caught up in too many Facebook group pages. There are so many, and yes, they are helpful tools. I use them. I love them. But you know what? The days that I go to sit down to work my business, this is what I'm doing the whole time. I'm reading, and I'm like, oh, yeah, girl, me too. And then I'm reading, and I'm like, oh, I love this. And then I'm reading, and guess what? Like, seriously, 2 hours have gone by, and I'll go in my back office, and I'll be like, oh, no one's made an order. Well, duh, because I haven't worked my business. Do not get lost in those pages. So what I do is I do show if I'm on Zoom, I do share screen, and I'll go in on my own Facebook, and I'll go on my groups, and I'll say, you need to be a part of the Plexus Journeys page for ambassadors. I feel like that's a very safe place. I think we all know that there are some pages that you should not trust because people might jump ship, okay? I know for a fact that Plexus Journeys ambassadors only will not jump ship, so that's a safe place. And then I have my own team page that I add them to, and that's really about it. I have uplines that I know is safe, and I will add them to that. But I encourage my team members. I'm like, girl, when you go in there, go in the Plexus Journeys page, look for testimonies. That's the only thing I want you to use that for. Don't go in there and get lost, because you can, and it takes your time away from your business, okay? Another thing, let me see what else. So when we're jibber jabbering like I am doing right now, I encourage people to first start off by saying, yes, I'm a Plexus ambassador on their Facebook page. I am one that I'll make a little collage, and I'll say, yay, I'm so excited that Amanda joined my team. She's going to be rocking Plexus in, Florida. And please, everybody, give her a, warm welcome, blah, blah, blah. And we go through that. But whenever I start off with her or them or him, I never encourage them to start off by acting like they know everything. This is what I do. I'll say, you know what? I'm going to put this on Facebook. I'm going to introduce you that you're on my team, and you're going to have lots of people that are going to wonder what Plexus is. Don't try to answer their questions. Don't try to do this. What I want you to do is tell them that you are still new and you would love to help them, but you're going to get me on the phone with you, and we're going to do a 3-way call. And let me do the verbal vomit is what I call it. Because if you're just starting out, you aren't going to know everything about everything. And I want you to know that you need to tell your ambassadors it's okay to say, you know what, that's a really good question. I don't want to tell you the wrong answer, so let me get my upline on the phone and she can help answer that. There is nothing wrong with that. So I encourage my ambassadors, because there's a lot of people who get scared. They go, well, I don't know what to say, or I don't have a testimony yet. Don't let that stop them. You need to be that cheerleader, that mom, and say, you know what? Don't even worry about that. I'm right here. I'll get on the phone with you. We'll make it work. You've got to put that confidence in them that it's going to be okay. So let me see what else.
Can I ask you a question about that, Callie?
Yeah.
Do you let them know ahead of time that you're going to be, I just don't want to out somebody that they're a Plexus ambassador if they're doing it for the discount only? How do you do that?
So whenever I talk to you, say if I got the email, I'm like, hey, Amber, oh my God, I just got the email that you signed up. And I'll say, well, look, send me a picture that I can use of you. Do you mind if I share this on my public Facebook? And if they say, oh, you know what, I'm doing this and I really don't want everybody to know, I'll say, you know what, I totally understand, but I'm gonna let you know whenever you have people that are hitting you up for, your Plexus, because they're going to see you transform, you better start sending to your website. You need to put yourself out there. That's what I do.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a lot of secret people, and I have people that just signed up for the discount, and they're so scared of losing their friends because of Plexus. And to be honest, I always actually put the objection to where I go, Oh my God, I know. I was so scared of what, my sisters would say, but you know what? They don't pay my bills. And look what I'm doing now, and they're still stuck in their jobs. So, I kind of like put that out there. Okay, let me see what else. I made like a little list for y'all. Oh, okay. So, you know how we always talk about have people, what's your why? What's your why? I did the same thing, but what I found, what was more, I don't even know the word I'm trying to use, it was more effective, is instead of saying, what's your why, just say, when you're talking to them on the phone or you're training them, I want you to say, tell me, I want you to write down this. What can $100 do for you a month? What can $300 do? And what can $500 do? And when someone looks at really what that amount of money can do for them every month, your why might be because you want to get things at wholesale, but that's not what's going to keep you in Plexus. That's not. We all know that. What's going to keep you in Plexus is whenever you start thinking about things that you can start affording for your family. Things, maybe it's a meal, maybe it's paying tithings at church, maybe it's helping other families. Whatever it is, that's really what's going to keep you, okay, this is my goal, this is my focus. $100, $300, and $500. What can I do with that amount of money? And I feel like that's been more powerful rather than making them write down their why. Let's see. Okay. So you know how you hear Eric Worre and everybody talk about this list of 100 people, that you always need to have this list? Okay. So I'm all about keeping it simple. What is the magic number we always talk about in Plexus? 3. That's our magic number, right? The power of 3. Going silver, it takes what? 3. So I do not tell my new ambassadors to sit down and write their list of 100 people anymore. You know what I tell them? I say, you know what? I want you to think about 3 people that you absolutely love and adore, that are fun, have a great personality. Think about people who are sick, who are hurting, who are unhealthy, who are fat, who are diabetic, everything. I'm like, just think of 3. I just need 3 people. And boom, 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 they can give me 3 people. And I'm like, okay, this is really what I want you to do. If you want to make that $100 and that $300 and that $500, let's get them on the phone. I really want you just to contact them, let them know you started with a new company that has health and wellness products, and you would like to get them on the phone with me, and let's talk about it. And y'all, that has been so awesome, because those 3 people, if they are people that love you and see your energy and want to help you, you'd be so surprised how you go, you know what? Yeah, I'll try it. Yeah. And then guess what? That's your way to send them a 3-day, send them a 7-day. You get them started from the get-go. And it only takes 3 follow-ups. So if you just think of 3 is so much easier than 100 or 10, right? So that's my key. I think about 3 people. Let me see what else I said. Also, being product-driven. I feel like a lot of ambassadors go into this and we think about people as numbers. We think, oh, you know what? That girl's a rock star. She's a great personality. She would make me a diamond in no time. Stop looking at it like that. What you have to do is you have to say, you know what? I have the most amazing products ever. Everything Plexus has, y'all, has a huge, powerful impact on somebody's life. There's not one product that I've ever looked at and go, that is so stupid. Why did they even put that on our product line? I look and I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome. Didn't know it could do that. So being a product of your product is huge. So I tell my ambassadors, I think we're more than just a pink drink. Yes, that's our signature product. Yes, 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 it's wonderful. But heck, ProBio 5 BioCleanse, that's, to me, they're so dang powerful. And so that's what I tell my ambassadors. I'm like, you know what? Once a month, try 1 new product. You can't afford $100 a month. I understand that. You can afford $25 a month and get you some ProBio 5. Get you a testimony. think about people who can really use our products and, be more product driven than think about people coming to your team and adding them. So those 3 people, that's what I want you to think about. Anyway, just keep it fun. I feel like the most serious I ever am with my ambassador is whenever I first sign them up. I show that my time is important. That's like the most mean that I can look, is like, I'm like, well, this is the only time I could do this. But everything else, I love my team. I love people. And I feel like whenever you have a loving heart and a loving personality, wow, that shines bigger than anything that I could ever say about Plexus. And people, when they see you loving and they see you happy and they see you energetic, they always are going to be like, I want what she has. What in the heck is that lady putting in her little coffee mug every day because she's so excited, and I want it. And build those relationships. Stop looking for numbers. Stop being on a hunt. Stop looking at it like that. And I want you to start looking as, you know what? That person has an awesome personality, and I would love to get to know her, and make a friend. Make a friend and keep it fun. Keep it simple. Stop complicating everything, because once you do, it goes crazy. So that's my little spiel, Miss Amanda.
Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
know that somebody did ask a question on one thing. I'm not sure if you saw it, but I'll just read it out real quick. They asked, what is your process when you first sign a level 1, which obviously you shared that.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you have a different process for levels 2 and below?
I don't.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? So my team page is opened up to my whole entire team. I treat my level 1s just like or my level 12s and 13s, just like my level 1s. I don't cut off support anywhere. If I do a contest, I do 1 through 4. But no, everybody gets the same exact training. Nope. No differentiation.
All right. Thank you so much. And then she also asked, do you struggle to get your downline to be consistent and follow through on the training in place? She said, I watched a video by Tara Castaneda, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, where she basically said that if your team isn't building, you need to look at your training process. She said it made me question whether our training process is effective.
Yes, and that's what I'm telling you. When I first signed up, y'all, I just signed people up and were like, hey, if you want to get this discount, sign up. That's everything I did. And I mean, it grew really, really fast doing it that way. But guess what? White lines, I hate white lines. Oh my gosh. I hate it. And it taught me, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And so I have read so many personal growth books, listened to YouTube channels, listened to other leaders, and I started to figure out that I was micromanaging. I was trying to figure out everything I was doing so wrong of why my level 1s weren't duplicating and why I helped more level 2s and 3s and 4s. That's what I felt like I was doing. So I had to look and go, you know what? I need to back up and I need to figure out what am I missing? And that's whenever I seriously feel like the why is wonderful, but I was making it too big of a deal. And I was making my ambassadors look at the big picture of, which is great, y'all, which is looking at Maui and looking at the Lexus. But what ends up happening when you do that, if you don't look at your goals as small milestones to get you there, people give up too easy. So I had to back up and say, okay, what could $100 do for somebody a month? And that's when I really started writing that down. And so that's seriously is what I changed. I changed how I looked at everything.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Those are all the questions that she had. I'll open it up if anybody else wanted to ask her, or I guess one of the questions I have is, how do you approach when you have a leg that's falling apart?
How do I approach the leader?
Yeah, like how do you approach the leader, and how do you you reach out to anybody below your team?
So this is how I do that. My team page is the Bro team page, and everybody knows that, I'm their Emerald upline, and I don't treat anybody any different. And I stress that in everything I do. I even did a video. So if you go to my team page, I have an intro video, and it's me saying, hey, it's Callie. I'm your Emerald upline. And I go blah, 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 and tell them everything. And then I inform them, you know, if your passion's not in Plexus, if you're interested in doing several multi-level marketings, you know, I tell them, like, I kind of put every objection out, and I let them know, if you feel lost, you do have responsibility as an upline to take care of your team, but reach above. And I'm always saying, I'm always here. And you might have some leaders who are headstrong, just like me, who feel like I'm stepping on their toes, but I make them understand, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you and to utilize me. That's my job. So I think I pretty just make that clear, Amanda, in the beginning of how I train everybody, that you're here. That's your job as a sponsor, to be there for your team, not just your level ones.
Right.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting ready, which is why I took my camera off. But how do you approach white lines? Oh, sorry, I'm a dryer. Do you approach white lines at all? Because I'm really trying to go Emerald this month. So obviously the last week is Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So I am literally going, and I started, Sunday, going through every white line and just reaching out. And I'm not saying I'm trying to go Emerald. I'm more saying, how can I help you? It's free shipping. Let's start again. But do you have any tips for me and how I could do that?
So, Amy, that is the most humbling part of our job, and I'm being honest, because when you see a white line, you don't feel like someone just quit Plexus. You feel like they quit you. And it's really humbling to reach out. And I'm very transparent. And I have learned from so many mistakes that I've made. And so this is what I do. If you are my team member, and this is what I've done, I'll reach out to you and I'll say, hey, Amy, I am reaching out to you because you once upon a time signed up under me. And that means that you had belief in me, that you trusted me, and I understand that you're no longer active. Is there something that I did personally? Is there something I can help you to get this back? I love Plexus. I'm not giving up on Plexus, and I want you right here with me. What can I do? You've got to put yourself out there and just put your heart out there. And it's hard, because sometimes you're going to get, well, you know what? I had one girl that said, well, I just get tired of your post, and, not everybody can quit their job, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, because a lot of times people just give up because there's jealousy, or it's their own belief system. They will never get out of their own way. But you know what you did? You put yourself out there. You're saying, hey, I'm here and I want to help you. And I'm sorry if I didn't hold up to my expectations when you joined me, but let's fix this. What can I do?
Okay. Yeah, I'm finding most excuses I'm getting is the money. I liked it, I just didn't have time, or I liked it, I didn't like it, it didn't work for me, that type of thing. So either way, it opens up a conversation. It
does. And then you can say, man, we have over 300,000 ambassadors in our company, and our team is growing, and wow, the testimonies we have, I hate that it didn't work for you. I really, if you ever just decide to ever give Plexus another chance, I really hope that you, contact me again. Like, just end it, but let them know. Don't ever leave on a bad term. To me, I always say, don't, if that door is somewhat open, don't shut it completely. Always keep an open communication and a positive relationship with that person.
Right. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
And on that note, would you only reach out to like your level ones, or would you reach out to like other levels that you maybe built a relationship with?
It depends on my relationship. Everybody knows I'm here, and like I said in my team page, it depends. I feel like I have a really good relationship with my level one, so I think it kind of depends where it falls below. That really depends on the people. And I know that sounds terrible, but it does.
This is what I did, and I personally got a really good response. It actually made me cry. But I have probably 6 or 7 really strong legs. Mm-hmm. And I messaged all of them. We already are in a group chat anyway, because just for different things. But I just shared my heart for, I was like, guys, I'm trying to go Emerald this month, and here's what I'm doing. But also, this one's trying to go Ruby, and these three, they're real close to Gold, and someone else so close to Senior Gold. So I was like, I just said, here's what I'm doing. Would you be willing to do this too with your teams? And every one of them were like, oh my goodness, yay, let's get her there. Like, they were so loving and one girl was like, I'm crying here right now. I just love how we all want to help each other. It was just really sweet. So I told them, if you can't or you don't want to, you're busy, I know it's a busy month, just let me know so I can reach out to them. You know, so that's what I did, and all of them said that they would.
That is awesome. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm changing a diaper, and I couldn't deal with the smell anymore.
Okay.
And does anybody else have any questions that you wanted to ask Callie, or anything that you're personally going through or dealing with on how to approach?
He said me.
Oh my God, going crazy.
I just have like a logistical question. I would love to do the phone more, and like, or even 3-way Zooms. Like, I'm more of a Zoom girl than a phone girl. But like, logistically, like, we have 3 kids ages 3 and under right now. So like, I want to be there for my team and help them do 3-ways, but just trying to figure out like, how do you schedule 3-way calls or Zooms with people? Like, do you just have set times in your calendar and you're like, okay, Tuesday night, 8 p.m., Thursday morning, 11? Okay.
So I'm going to tell you this. When I first started 3 years ago, I didn't know what Zoom was, okay? And 3-way calls were hit and miss, but it was never something that was a priority. And I worked from 7:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night, Monday through Friday, as a dental assistant. And I had to, at first, I was just like, holy crap, I'm getting in over my head. And I had those overwhelming times. And I had 2 kids. And I had to be a wife. So I found that I was actually, my busiest time was from 9 o'clock at night till 12 in the morning. And then I had to wake up and do it all over again. And you know what? I was not being the best wife, doing it that way. And so learning through all that, you have to treat this as much fun as it is, y'all. And you don't feel like you're working, but when you're like this is working. I know it's that much fun, but what you got to do is you got to set your own self some hours. And that's what you got to say to your team. You've got to say, look, guys, I'm here for you. I'm excited. I want to do 3-way calls. I want to do email, but I'm only available from 6 to 7 on Monday night, Tuesday from 4 to 5, whatever your hours, and you get to it. And Amber, what's going to happen is your team will start working around your schedule, not you working around theirs. I learned that from example. When I quit my job, it'll be 2 years, December 31st. My team were like, yay! And they thought I was their full-time mom. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And at first I tried, but you can't. Remember I told you about starting, what you start in the beginning is what it will be with the journey? That's what you've got to do. If not, you'll go crazy.
Well, and the reason I love Plexus, like our opportunity, is because of the time freedom that it provides. So, like, if you're working this 30 hours a week, I mean, some people probably are, but for me, that's not time freedom in this season of my life. So yeah, I think business hours is huge.
It is huge because I'm going to tell you something. I'm raising my 2 girls. So I'm just telling you, me taking time away from my family and what was really important resulted in a lot of things in my life and change, and that's how I had to learn. But I'm single with my kids and I'm raising them. And you know what? When I'm sitting on the couch one night, my 9-year-old looked at me and we're watching a movie and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'll put Frozen on for her and let me answer this question real quick. And you know what she said? Mom, can you put your phone down? And when she said that to me, it punched me in my gut because I thought, oh my God, to me, I'm not working. This is fun. No, guess what? We are in this awesome business because of time freedom, Amber. And if your kids are watching you, and my kids, I'm sitting here bragging about being a stay-at-home mom, Well, how can they enjoy it if the whole time I have my phone up to my face, or I'm on a call, or I'm in front of a computer? That's not time freedom, y'all. That's not what this company is about. That's not what multi-level marketing is about. Time freedom, doing things that you love.
Love that.
Hey, Callie, I have a quick question, and this is Brandy.
Hey, Brandy.
Hi. I've really considered setting my business hours as well. I just talked about this with my husband last week because I'm getting texts at 10:30 at nighttime from several different people. How do you, at what point in your journey with your team did you set these business hours? Did you do it when you became Emerald, or were you senior Ruby or Ruby?
No.
And how did you break this to them without sounding harsh and brash with them?
Okay, so just like I just said to you, I'm very, as you can tell, I'm just very real, and I do it with love and compassion though whenever I do it, but I feel like I'm very to the point. So I was at Leaders Retreat Amelia Island. I believe I was senior Ruby then, and that's when I decided, okay, I think I'm going to quit my job. And I put it in the team page and let them know that I was excited. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm about to quit my job, which means, I'll have more time with my family, with Plexus, with all of you. And that's where I burned myself because it made it look like, hey, yay, I'm available at all times. And seriously, for the first 3 months, I made an office for one, and I was like, okay, I have mentally got to go to work. And I know that sounds crazy to some of you, but you literally have to make a room for yourself and go to work. And when you go to work, nothing else distracts you. Not this, not your phone is what I just held up, not anything else. You just focus this. And so I had to tell my team, after I started getting bombarded all day long, Brandy, I had to finally say, guys, you know what's awesome about this? And just like what I told Amber, I have time to do whatever I want, but finding time to enjoy life. I love Plexus, and it is in my blood and in my soul, but I have to have time for my family, and I have this today, and I have this next week. These are my set hours. I love you, and I'm here for you, but this is when I can work with all of you. I'm Plexus full time, but this is whenever I can work with all of you. And you know what? This is the comments I got back. Oh my God, you are so lucky. I love Plexus. I'm so glad that you're able to be with your kids. You go out there, you enjoy field day. That's how it was. You would be so surprised how many team members didn't feel like you were leaving them behind. It's a support system. So set your hours and just do it. And I'm going to tell you, what you just said about you have phone calls and text messages at 10 o'clock at night. Well, what I did is I just stopped responding. I did. And think about it this way. If you're a real estate agent and someone calls you at 10 o'clock that night looking for a house, are you going to get out and go and show them a house at 10:30 at night? No, you won't even respond to them. Your hours will be 8 o'clock if that's what you want. And you'll respond to them and say, hey, Callie, I got your message. Would you like to go look at that house? This is when I'm available. Because I promise you, the world is not going to end if that person can't log into their back office. The world's not going to end if they can't find the tracking order for a 3-day. Choose wisely. If it's not life and death, it can wait. That's the truth.
Thank you. That's very helpful and very encouraging.
Good. You're welcome.
Can I share something with that along the same lines?
Yes.
I was very much the same, and my husband was having a hard time and my kids, because I'm on the phone 24/7, and honestly, it's just way more fun. I hate housework. I just do. So I always rather do Plexus. But I sat down with him because it was really becoming a problem with my husband and I. And I was starting to resent, like, oh, the kids, just be quiet so I could just do this. Meanwhile, all I ever want to do is be a stay-at-home mom. But it was affecting me. So, and I was starting like, oh, I can't wait till she gets in school. My other 2 boys are in school. Things, which is so, like, awful. Well, anyway, we sat down, and I kind of put it in his court because he's the organized one. And I said, okay, you know, let's do this together. We literally sat down together and we did a family schedule. And so what I did is I just don't work on Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights at all. And I said to my team, and it basically seemed I made a video, and I was like, here's what's happening. I don't want this to happen to you. You know, your marriage and your family comes first. I actually had a dream, which I won't go into that, but I had this dream that I made it to the top and then became this horrible version of myself. So I shared that with them. And I said, I don't want this to be at the expense of my family. So here's what we're doing. And then I do exactly what you just said. I posted my hours on my page. If they message me, I don't respond at all. And I just get back to them. Yep. So that's exactly what I did. And nobody's had a problem. It's actually, I encourage them to do the exact same thing. Yep. And they appreciate, because a lot of other companies, I guess, are really pushy, and they really appreciate that we care about them, and we encourage them to make sure your husband and you and your family, you're all on the right track, you know. But like you said, be effective. And I said this, I was like, when I'm working, like Monday night I was working, I was on the couch, the kids were playing with daddy, and if they came to me, daddy was like, nope, mommy's working. And they know those are my work hours, and there was no guilt, and I was really focused. And normally I'll go to Starbucks, I just didn't feel like it that night, but I'm just saying, like, when you have the expectations and you're communicating those, then nobody's upset about anything. And it's worked out really well. And I feel like I've done a lot better since then.
And I love that, Amy. I love what you said about you let your family know, because I'm telling y'all, I had to learn from experience on things. Is you just assume that they know that you're working because you have a phone in your hand or you're behind the computer, but they don't. They don't know that you're working, and you need to. That's so important. As much as you communicate with your team that your hours are, you also need to communicate that with your family. Yes, I'm glad you said that, Amy.
Another cool thing, though, is I've had leaders step up in my downline, because I'm not going to host a Facebook party on Tuesday nights, or I'm not going to do this. And they have, I think another call from this group, I think it was Joanna. I started like, okay guys, I can't work Tuesday, but you can, you know, or who can. I didn't say you can, I just said who can. And here's the thing. And we've had Facebook events many Tuesdays. We have one this coming Tuesday, and I have nothing to do with it. It's my downline. So that's really exciting too.
And isn't that a great feeling, though, because you feel like, oh, my God, they're finally out of the little nest, and they're doing it. That's what I tell my team. I'm like, stop waiting on me to do a dang meeting. You go hold one. You know, you do it. And it's so amazing how one time that they do it, and you can't stop them now from, you know, doing meetings. But, yeah, it's just that when you're not available, they have to step up. It's the same thing. If you don't answer a message, I promise you, either they're going to find how to do it, or you can help them tomorrow. Just, it's not that important, y'all.
And I'm just curious to hear from everyone that wants to share, like, how many hours a week do you think you work Plexus? Like, I'm just curious, because my goal is like to be efficient. And so I'm like, if I can work 7 to 10 hours a week, and that might not sound like a lot for somebody who's trying to go Emerald, but like we were talking about earlier, time freedom is huge to me. And I know many of my friends, like, that's what's appealing to them about Plexus, is not having to work it like crazy to be successful. So I'm just curious, like, for those of you who do have set business hours, like, how many hours do you give yourself to work your business?
I'll tell you mine. And you know, my days, to be honest with you, they're revolved around my kids. I used to revolve Plexus around, and I don't do that anymore because I had to learn that. My kids, and I know that sounds terrible, but I'm just being very transparent, but that's how it was. But now everything else is my kids. If my kids have somewhere to be, then this is when I'll work my hours. So I always look at their school schedule, and I am very lucky. I don't have, you know, my kids are at school during the day, but, you know, I like to go to lunch with them. I like to go and do things in their school. So I look at my week, and I will say, like, Monday, I go to Toastmasters. So Monday from 11 to 12, I'm not available to anybody on my team, and I don't answer anything. So I usually don't start my day on Monday until probably 1. And guess what? Jordan gets home at 2:40. So from 1 to 2:40, I'm available. After that, I really don't. I don't do a lot of interaction. I might post stuff on Facebook, like if I'm go to the bathroom or do something like real quick, but I'm not on the phone doing three-way calls. I do more. Mine's day-to-day, but literally So like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, all that. My kids go to school at 8:20, so probably from 9 to 2 o'clock is when I work my hours. And then I have some masterminds that I do, and I only do those. I have 3 nights that I do those, but I do them after my kids go to bed. So,
What are masterminds?
I lead groups. I don't like to be called a life coach because I really has a bad taste in my mouth right now. But I do mentorships, and I have programs that I do, and I help people work on their self-worth and just personal growth. So it takes me 35 to 45 minutes, 3 nights a week to help people. And that's it. So yeah, it's just a group on Zoom that I do.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I work Mondays and Thursdays and Fridays. I say Fridays, but really nobody's ever available on Friday either. But I do 7 to 10 basically, and that's when I'm doing team. If I do an event, like a live event or a Zoom calls or 3-way calls, that's when I'm available, like, because most people are available at night. And then realistically, I probably do work an hour or 2 during the day, just reaching out to, like, doing my 531, posting Facebook, that kind of thing. I have my daughter, so I really do try to, I literally do write a schedule out, like 8, 9, I'm reading a book called Eat That Frog. That's been life-changing because I am not organized. But I just write it out, and I even write out my, 5-3-1 because realistically what I was doing was like 50-30-10, like I will just reach out to like 100 people in a day and just, but I've found that is not duplicatable. So I'm honestly trying myself right now to do 5-3-1. So this month I'm doing 5 white lines a day, 3 potential, like nobody with plexus, and 1 event or training or whatever. That's what I'm aiming for. But again, I do tend to go overboard, but that's my goal. So I don't know what that adds up to. Realistically, probably like 20 hours a week if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Anybody else would like to ask Callie any questions or share anything? Everybody's quiet.
There you are.
I know. Well, Callie, thank you again so much. It's 3 minutes till 11, and I know the kids get out around 11:15. And so I just hope this all helped you guys. And I can't thank Callie enough for helping us and just sharing kind of what she does in her plexus journey. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.